Yeah. So in our last session, we were discussing about security groups, EFS file system, EC2 RHL instance, right? Connecting to RHL instance using PuTTY, host your website inside EC2, EBS snapshots, attach an EBS volume externally, mount an EFS file system, right? So all these things we have been looking at, and we were yet to look at AMI, Elastic IP, right? So all these things, AMI, Elastic IP, EC2 storage options, right? Vertical scaling overview, and scaling EBS volumes. So these concepts we'll be looking in today's session. And once we are done with that, so then we will try to look at few more topics related to networking, right? So that would be VPC, right? And then the various other components related to VPC, right? Subnets, route table, VPC peering, IP addressing, NATing, right? Classless interdomain routing, CIDR, right? AWS Internet Gateway and NAT Gateway. So let's look at what all things we have been looking at. So we created security group, created EFS file system, launched EC2 RHL instance. We connected to our RHL instance using PuTTY, right? We hosted our website in EC2. We looked at the snapshots, right? So how snapshot is a point-in-time copy of EBS volume. Can you recall? Nataraj and Dharma?
Yes.
Right. So you just to recall that EBS volumes would be kept in single availability zone, right?
Yes.
So if one particular device fails, then there will be storage because of the redundancy in the availability zone. However, if the availability zone becomes offline, so in that case, what we will do, because volume will be in only one availability zone, single availability zone, right?
Yes.
So we require snapshot to take the backup, right? So any unfortunate situation may happen. Just to avoid that, right, we can have snapshots ready. And once say like our availability zone becomes offline, where our EC2 instance is there, our volume is there, so we can make the data available. We can create volume from the snapshot, right? Because it will be stored in S3. And S3 will have data will be kept in multiple availability zones, 3 or more availability zones, right? So that was snapshot we were discussing about. So EBS volume to snapshot we can create. From snapshot, we can again create some another volume. Say like this EBS volume is deleted, so we can get another volume, right, with the same data, right? So that was the benefit of snapshot. So we tried with the hands-on. Then we tried to attach some 1 GB volume we created, and then we tried to attach that externally to our RHL instance, right? And we kept some file there, and then we tried to access that file, right? We mounted it. Now, so EFS. So how we had created one EFS volume, right, to be shared across different systems, right, while launching the instance. And then what we did, we tried to mount and unmount it. When we mount, right, and we can keep the data there, we can access our data from there. But when we unmount, then that file system is not available. And you saw that it was like some it will grow as you keep on putting files, it will keep on growing. So all these concepts related to storage options, right, we will be visiting again, right? I will just revise all those storage related concepts in some time. So let's begin with AMI, right? So it says AMI, Amazon Machine Image, is a template. What it is? It's a template. Actually, it is image of the server. Say like we have RHL instance or we had Windows instance or something. So we can create image out of it, right? And in fact, you remember the instance that we launched, that we first thing was to choose the AMI. Can you recall? You remember we had chosen that Red Hat some RHEL instance.
Yes.
While we tried to launch in the EC2, how did we do? We went to AWS Management Console. We went to EC2.
EC2.
In the EC2, what we wanted? Went to instances, and then we wanted a new instance. So we went and we said launch instances. So as soon as we clicked on launch instances, first thing what?
Okay, yeah.
Remember, very first step.
Yes.
Choose an AMI. Choose an Amazon machine image, right? So this is the thing, this AMI, from where we can recover, right, the instance. Dharma, you're not audible. Better you remove your microphone and try. Okay, so
Hello.
yeah, Dharma, now
Dharma.
you're audible. So
Okay.
yeah, so can you recall about AMI?
Yes.
Yeah, so this was the
It's the instances. So whatever instance we want to launch, right? So this all called as EMI, either
correct.
Windows, Linux, or
Yeah,
database services, like whatever. All these things will be called as AMI, right?
actually this will be image, particular image for particular instance. Say like if you want to get some Windows machine, so which AMI you will choose in this one? Red Hat one you will choose, or you will choose this Windows one?
Red Hat.
No, you want Windows. You want Windows operating system in your.
Okay. Yeah. If it is,
Yeah, we'll choose Windows only.
If you choose Red Hat, then what will happen?
It will be Red Hat.
Your
Linux.
system will become Red Hat.
yes.
So say like this is a template. From this particular template, how many instances you can create? How
We
many
can
Red Hat?
create.
How many?
If we choose this one, it will be only one. But we can create an as per our need.
Yeah. So from one AMI, this is one image, right? So it's a template. Just think of any template. Say like Word template in the document. From one template, how many documents you can create? Infinite, correct? Any kind of template. Template means what? From that, you can create multiple copies, right? So this is a template. From this template, infinite number of EC2 instances you can make. So this is just some kind of image. Now you will have Windows. You see different Windows. You have another one with container. One is just Windows base. Another is Windows Server base with container. Another is Windows Server 2019 with SQL Server 2017 standard. So are you able to relate what it is? Right? So you have one, you have another one, you have another one, but few things are different there. Right? They have kept something else here. Right? Now you have your own what? Image. You can create your own image. Say like you have your own system, right? So see here, AMI is a template, right? Contains information to launch an instance. So what will be there in AMI? Information to launch an instance, right? So whenever you try to launch any instance, so in that AMI, that information will be there. So what will it contain? Operating system. What will it contain? Operating system. What kind of operating system? Whether it is Windows operating system or Linux operating system, it's a Red Hat flavor or SUSE flavor, right? Now it can contain additional software based on the requirement. what kind of software you require. So that kind of image you have to look for. If you are looking for Oracle, then you cannot choose the AMI which has MySQL. You will get MySQL only. Whatever you need, that only you have to look for. Now it can contain additional software. It contains boot volume. So you remember when we were trying to launch our instance for Windows, we had chosen 30 GB, and for RHEL we had chosen 10 GB boot volume. So from which the OS will boot. Our EBS volume, can you recall? From the AMI, we had chosen EBS volume.
Yeah, that's for storage.
Yeah. So that storage we had chosen, right? Say like our instance is there, right? So we had our own Red Hat instance which is in stopped condition as of now. You just see here volume. So you see two volumes. One is 10 GB, another is 1 GB. So this 10 GB volume, what it is? This is the boot volume. From here only our operating system, this Red Hat Linux, that will boot, right? From this 10 GB volume. From this 1 GB, it will not boot. That was additional. We just kept one file or something. But this 10 GB is the root volume, and system will boot from here. That's why we call it boot volume, right? Now can contain additional volumes. Now it can also contain additional volumes. Say like we have created 1 GB and 10 GB. Now we make one AMI out of all those things. Whatever we have done, we have created our web server. So all those web server, operating system, 10 GB volume, 1 GB volume, whatever files we had changed, right? All those combinations, right? If we create one AMI, all this feature will go to that AMI. Now, from that AMI, you create 100 machines, right? It will be simply, just as your system is running as of now in AC2, same system you will have 100 copies of the same system. Same website will be running on all the systems. Same, welcome to early rise, like that. So, just see here, AMI 1, right? Now, EBS root volume snapshot 1. So now this AMI number 1 is associated with a particular snapshot. Snapshot you already know. Snapshot is a what? Point in time copy of your volume data. So whatever data,
Yes.
whatever things are there, so that is backed up in snapshot. So there will be one snapshot, right, which will have all the data, because when you launch one instance, that time that volume should come back. That volume should come, and then it should get attached to your EC2 instance. So this AMI will be associated with one volume at least. Now here it says EC2 instance number 1, EBS root volume 1. Now from this AMI, what we have done? We have created one volume. Now what is happening? From that instance, we can create AMI number 2. So we had one AMI. From that we created one what? Instance. That instance is having one volume. This situation you can see as of now in our system, right? It is there. In your system also it is there, correct? This part is there or not? Please confirm.
Yes.
So we chose Red Hat AMI in the very first step while launching the instance, and then we launched our instance. That instance is having one volume associated with it. So this part we have done. From this instance, what we can do? We can create another AMI, because we have made a lot of changes. Our web server is there. Something happens to our instance, we cannot get the our website, right? Again, we have to start from here. Again, we have to make all the changes in index.html, right? And then we have to install those packages HTTP related stuffs, right? All those things we have to do again and again. So because of doing, no, we want to avoid that. We will make one AMI from here, right? So that AMI, we say AMI number 2. Now it will have another root volume of same 10 GB, right? Size. Now from there we can launch another instance number 2. So that will be EBS root volume 2. So another instance will be launched. Say like this is gone, this completely gone, then you can launch exactly the same instance. It will be having all the same things, same feature, same data, everything same. Okay, so shall we try creating AMI?
Yes.
Okay, let's go and try. Please confirm if you are here in the instance and you are having your instance. No need to start it. Just let it be stopped condition. Okay. Dharma, please confirm.
Yeah, I'm in this console page that instances, it's a stopped state now. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Same thing for you, Natras. Natras, please confirm you are speaking in mute.
Yes, I just stopped.
Okay, perfect. So as of now, just check. Just go to AMIs. Click on AMIs. Do you have any AMI? Tell me.
Images. Okay.
Do you have any AMI?
No.
Okay, good. Now go back to instances.
Okay.
Okay. Now what we will do?
We'll create
Select it.
AMI with the instance, with this instance.
Yeah. So just select that.
Okay.
Now what?
We have to create a AMI.
So where should I go? We are going to take some action.
Yes.
Shall we go to action menu?
Yes.
Okay. Just tell
Image
me.
and templates.
Okay.
Create image. Create template from.
No. We are creating image. What we are creating? Image.
Image.
Okay. So click on create image. Okay. Now we give some name. What name you want to give? So I will just say like Red Hat, and then this is having Apache also, right? We installed our website, web service, Apache, and then I'll just mention like DSC, so that this will be relevant. Now image description. So this is optional. We can just say something. Linux server with website. Linux server with website. Okay. Now just ignore everything else. Just see here, volume type EBS device SDF, create new snapshot, right? Now this is 10 GB.
10 GB.
Do you have any option here to change, make anything here? No, right?
No.
And here already it is ticked. So this you can remove maybe. This you can remove, or this you can add. Nothing else. So this delete on termination, right? So this feature, they are giving you one option while creating image, right? So what you want as the default for this AMI. So by default, this will come. right? So if you just say delete on termination, so by default this will be ticked when you launch the instance from this particular image that we are creating, right? However, if you just see, you don't have any option here other than this size or this enabling disabling. You don't have anything to change here because this is the
Booted.
basic thing. This is the boot volume, correct?
Yeah.
So this is something very basic. Without this, without creating this new snapshot, you don't have a choice here. Without creating a new snapshot, right? Without using this particular device, right? You cannot launch any instance. So you require that. This only has all the data, our operating system, our web services related packages, everything is there in that. So it will create a snapshot. In that, it will put all the data, and then it will be associated with that. Now, if you see EBS SDF create this, what is this? This is 1 GB volume. You remember you had one more? Yeah.
Yes.
So this is 1 GB volume. If you want, you can add this also in your AMI. So that's what we were seeing. Mainly, you will have your own. I'll just show you. I'll just go back there. So this is what we were seeing. This is snapshot. Now here you see. AMI is a template, contains information to launch, contains OS, can contain additional software, contain boot volume. Contain boot volume, can contain additional volume also.
Yes.
So it contains boot volume minimum, right? This is the boot volume, and then it can contain additional thing also if you wish, right? If you don't want this will be a burden on AMI. This doesn't have anything, then you can remove it. If you want it, you can keep it. Otherwise, you can simply click on this cross, that will be gone. Got it? That volume is gone. You can add a fresh volume if you wish. Click on fresh volume. Again, you can choose, right? So instance store. So we'll be discussing about instance store. So EBS, choose EBS. You can choose some EBS here, and then you can add it, whatever type you choose, and then you can give this some size, right? Like that, right? So I'm not choosing anything. Just keep only one. During the image creation process, easy to create a snapshot of each of the above volume. You're able to relate here, right? So whenever you are creating AMI, that time one EC2 instance, that snapshot will be created for each and every volume. Understood? So I'll show you, right, where that snapshot is created. Now tags optional, tag image and snapshot together, tag image and snapshot separately. So you have option for tagging, tag image and snapshot together, no tag associated, so you can add some tag. You can just give some tag here. DC, correct? So snapshot and all those will be created, tagged here. Now you click on create image. Okay, Natraj, you are doing?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on the same page. Yeah.
Yeah. Click on create image.
I think I created, I guess.
Perfect. Dharma, please confirm. Now you just go to this AMI under image section. So what it says?
Yeah, Red Hat.
Yeah, Red Hat -DEC name I had given.
Yes.
So it will just
Status pending.
Yeah, it's just trying to create here. So go to snapshot section. You see here also something going on. You see?
Yeah.
Right? So here also same name has come, no? Red Hat -DEC.
Yeah.
So we have chosen the combined tag. So the same name has come here. So created by create image, right? So like that it is telling 10 GB, it is pending December 26th at 9:58. So you see that we had that volume 10 GB volume, this one, right? And that from that volume, this 10 GB snapshot is getting created that will be used as a root volume. And then under AMI, we are getting one image created, right? So once we create this image, what we can do? How many instances we can create from this particular image? Tell me.
We create n number as many as we want.
Yes, perfect. So now we can create as many instances as we want. We don't have to choose that Red Hat thing and don't have to install that web services again and again. So by default, what will happen? This will have regional scope, but you can copy this from this one region to another region also. So as of now, what is your region? For me, it is Mumbai.
Mumbai.
AP South only, yeah.
Okay, for you also Mumbai only, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect. So we have that image created here, right? So it is there in Mumbai region. But if you want, right, to create your EC2 instance in some other region, you can just copy that image to another region as well. Okay. Now you can see that snapshots. Is that ready?
Yeah. Completed.
Right. So
the snap, it says the snapshot. Sorry, it says that when we create image, right, for each volume, right, the automatic snapshot will be created automatically. It mentioned that. So if I click the snapshot, right, that it can see it's created by image like that. You can see another record there.
Yeah.
Snapshot.
Correct. You see, this snapshot is created by create image. So when we created that image, AMI.
Yeah.
So this particular time, if you just see here 9:58, December 26, 9:58. If you go to snapshot, here also you'll see December 26, 9:58. Now if you also see the tag that we gave. So exactly the same thing. So here tag data type and these. So this snapshot is associated. If you go to this snapshot, you just go to this one, right? You have option to delete. So if you delete that snapshot, then this AMI will be of no use. If you try to delete this AMI, you have to deregister it first. But if you just try to delete this, it should not delete actually. You see, I'm trying to delete. Are you sure you want to delete this snapshot? I say yes, delete. And you see what it says?
Error. Is correct being used
by an AMI.
So this snapshot is used by AMI. So you cannot delete it. If you want to delete, what you have to do?
Deregister.
Yeah, you have to deregister that AMI and then only you delete it. Right? So delete snapshot. Are you sure you want? I say yes, delete. Right? Now what will happen?
It will not.
It will not delete. So that's what. So you understood the relation between volume, snapshot, AMI.
AMI, yeah.
Right. So like this only it works. So now you want from that AMI, you want to launch one instance. Go to AMI, right? And then you select that AMI. How will you launch? You have button, no launch button.
Yes.
You can use this launch button, or you can go to this action menu and launch. All are same. Now if you just click on launch, you just go to AMI, select your AMI, click on launch. What will happen?
Yeah, it is showing
second step.
Yes.
It is going to second step. Correct? Dharma? So when we were trying to launch instance, right, fresh instance, It was going to first step. Now,
Yes, sir.
why it is going to
Yes, sir.
second step? Because
Yeah, it's the second step.
why? Why it's
Where
not going
we
to
can
first
choose.
step? What
Already
was
So
we
that we
created AMI.
already chosen now that instance is running.
Yeah, we
I mean,
already we have.
from the AMI, there
Yeah,
is an AMI we click launch.
correct, correct. So this first step is done. So that's
Yeah, because
why.
when we do from when we do from console, right, we directly choose that one, so it will start go. But here
Correct,
we created AMI from another instance which is running. So
correct.
now when we click launch, right, it's launching from that AMI. Then it goes to
Hmm,
the which type we want to choose,
perfect.
the free part or which part, whatever.
Correct. So here you are in second one. If you just go to first one more time, then you see it is under my AMI, right?
Yeah.
So this is Red Hat Apache -DEC. This is my AMI. It is not like given by Amazon or something. Correct? Right?
Yeah,
So
correct.
like this, you see here my AMI, AWS Marketplace, Community AMI, owned by me, shared by me, architecture, based on architecture, right? So in the AMI, you will have AWS Marketplace will have a lot of AMI, right? Provided by, no, in the marketplace. You just see Microsoft Windows Server, free tier eligible. This is also free tier, free tier, free tier, free tier, right? So a lot of things free tier eligible here, right? So you have a lot of different types of AMIs, different categories of AMI infrastructure like this. Architecture based on all Linux, Unix. You can choose SUSE. You choose, then SUSE will come. All Windows, all different types of AMIs, free trial, right? So if you require support, don't require support, current region, all region, lot of things, because this is a regional service, so that's why it is giving you these options, right? So you'll have no kind of community AMI, so that is like may not be trusted, so you can try. There won't be any guarantee that will be community AMI will be publicly available by people. So one
So
result.
this one,
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt.
Tell me.
This one we created one AMI, but under it says the following results for AMI were found in other catalogs, like 4512 results in AWS Marketplace. It means we can choose anything from this 4512. Is it? It's all shared to us also.
It says the
But
following
it says
result
it's one link.
for AMI were found in other catalogs.
Yeah.
4512 results in AWS Marketplace. AWS Marketplace provides partnered software. So this is these many are there for in the marketplace also. So if you are just looking for AMI, so you can have different. You can choose anything, right? But that won't be yours. Correct.
Yeah,
Understood?
that's not mine, but it's a shared, right? I think
It's like, yeah,
it's
it's
a
in the
community.
marketplace. It is provided by the trusted no publishers, right? So it is there in the marketplace. You can select it, right? So accordingly, you will be charged whatever you are choosing, right?
But
Whatever.
this aim is similar like the one what we have done in the first page, the same thing, right?
Same thing how we created initially.
Or this
See,
may be
yeah.
created from another instance like that, like what we are created now, right? Will it be created similar like that one?
Not like
There
that,
was
like
some
that. Ours is private. See, this is private. You
yeah.
cannot see this. You cannot see this. See, this is mine, right? This is my
Yeah.
private property. Until I share it, you cannot see this. See, I'll go to AWS. I will go to EC2. There, if I go, I will go to my AMI. In my AMI, see, this is the one, right? Here, if you go to permission, you see here, image is currently private. So this.
Yeah.
This is private. Nobody else can see. Like this, you created, nobody can see. It's not like that. If you are creating your own some software or something, everyone, it won't be available to everyone. But you can share. You can just edit it. If you give your account number to me, I'll just give your account number. I'll say add permission, right? Then you will get that. Understood? If you make it public, then it will become public.
Okay.
Choose option create volume permission to the following associated snapshot, like that, then you can give that permission here. So all those features are there, right? But only if you public it, make it public, then only it will be publicly available. Or if you can give to only 1%, 2%, like that, you can just give permissions, right? So this you can try whenever you wish, like this. Private, give some another account number. If you have 2 account numbers, give another account number, you can try. Okay. So like this, so you will have from the marketplace, from the community, right? Community thing will be publicly available, right? So how you are there now, you
So,
can create and
so
you can share.
these are not trusted one, right? We cannot use it like what we did initially, right? We go to AWS console and we choose that instance, right? That is actually very secure one. But if we go and
Correct.
choose this under marketplace, right? I suppose this is not this is shared one, right? It's not trusted. Can you understand like that?
Community thing won't be trusted, but if you
Yeah.
just choose, say like here you are, and then you just you are in the instances, and then you are trying to launch some instance, right? So here you will have a lot of options, right? So here you have my AMIs, AWS marketplace, and community AMI. This marketplace, where what we chose initially was marketplace only, or you see here that was Amazon provided, right? That was like provided by Amazon. Now you have marketplace. This also you can trust. Understand? See, this marketplace can trust. This is trusted one. Don't worry. These are all trusted ones. You know why?
Because this is given by Amazon.
This is why this is trusted. This is not given by Amazon. This is given by Trend
Market.
Micro. This is given by Juniper. This is given by say like some Red Hat. So this is here. It might be given by some Microsoft. See, Microsoft marketplace, right?
Third
Microsoft.
parties.
Yeah, but if this is given by Microsoft, if this is given by CentOS, this is given by SUSE, this is given by Microsoft again, this is given by Red Hat. So all these people, right, are the trusted people, right? Correct? Reputed people, correct? So you can trust them. There is no problem in trusting these big organizations. Anyways, like you are using their own operating system, whatever they are making, right? So you have to trust this Red Hat and SUSE, then only you will be using their operating system. So this marketplace is fine. This is not having any issue. Here is the problem. Community one. Who has provided? You have to look for it. Provided by Red Hat,
Yes.
right? Now you have to see. So if this is provided by Red Hat or not provided by Red Hat, who has Microsoft Windows? This is Microsoft Windows, but in this, who has kept it? That you have to look, because what happens whenever you are creating, say like you created some image or something, see something they have created. So if you choose all this, here you will have some kind of risk. AWS won't be responsible here. But if you go to this one, here AWS will be responsible. They will take the responsibility. They have the tie-up, right? So that is well-known people, famous people, trusted people here. But community AMI, just like me and you. See, you created and you can make it public, like that only anybody can put it here. Understood? So here also you have different categories. Right? Okay, so that is about AMI. So just try to practice this. on your own one time, and then you'll be good. Okay. So now you look at EIP. What is elastic IP? You heard about elastic IP? No?
Yes.
No.
Okay. So this is public IP. Now there will be something called private IP, which is only available to you, and then there will be something public IP, right? So anybody from the internet can access that IP, right? So private IP will be available only on your network, particular network. So here this is public IP address. So this can be reached over the internet. So if I give you one public IP, you can simply ping it, right? Directly you can reach, you can access the website on the public IP, right? So this is EIP, is a public IP. Now static IP address. So this is static IP fixed, right? So allocated to an AWS account. It will be allocated to our account. So if I want one EIP, I can get one EIP. So I'll just show you where it is. Elastic IP. Just go somewhere to EC2.
Okay.
Now it is a feature of networking feature, right? It should be in VPC. So just try to search for VPC.
Yeah.
See, this is
Isolated cloud
VPC.
resources.
Yeah, VPC dashboard it came.
Yeah.
Right? So how we were getting EC2 dashboard, like that we have VPC dashboard. So if you come to VPC dashboard, if you just go down, 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 look for that EIP where it is. Just tell me, where is that? Should be here somewhere. You see here?
Yes.
Elastic IP. Click on Elastic IP. Now what it says? Allocate elastic IP address, right? So this is the place where you can allocate this elastic IP address. So this is IPv4, right? Static, fixed one. Now you can allocate, right, one for your account, and then what you can do, you can attach that to your EC2 instance. So as of now, right, you are having one EC2 instance. I just open in a new tab. So in the EC2, if you just go, if you choose instances, right? So what is happening here? You just select your instance, and then you see here public IP address.
Public. Yes.
So as of now, it is stopped. So there is no IP address associated. Private IP address is associated. If you start your machine, what will happen?
Public
That,
IP will.
yeah, so that public IP address will be assigned. But once you stop and once you again start, this public IP address will change, right?
Change. Yes.
But that one is static. That one will not change. Understood? That EIP, if you associate EIP, that will not change. You can associate with your instance. So I'll show you how it is. Now, then what will the benefit? Every time you have to go and change the security group. You remember your IP address is changing,
Yes.
then you have to definitely change it. Security
Yes.
group thing you have to do only. But every time you connect using PuTTY, you do SSH, that time in your PuTTY, you are changing that IP address every time, right?
Yeah.
Whenever you are restarting your instance, next day you try, then you have to change that IP address in the PuTTY while connecting to your instance. That you don't have to change. Understood? That IP address will be fixed, permanently allocated to you, right? That will be attached to your EC2 instance if you wish, right? And then that will be what? You can detach it, you can use with another EC2 instance, You can attach it to another instance like that. So like that, it is not reusable, right? Now, good thing about something, good or bad, whatever, something peculiar about this elastic IP is, if you are not associating your elastic IP with the running instance, just mark my word, running instance it should be. If your elastic IP is not associated with a running instance, what will happen? You will be charged. You have to pay for it. So if you just go there and click on allocate elastic IP, right?
Yeah.
Just go and say allocate elastic IP address, Amazon spool of IPv4, correct?
Yeah.
And then
Allocate.
nothing else. Tags is optional. Add new tag, right? So you can simply say name some IP-DAC something. Or it's a tag values could not be retrieved. Okay. Doesn't matter. Now I say allocate, right?
Yeah.
I say allocate, and now your countdown starts. Now I am getting charged by Amazon for this. Now I am getting getting charged for this particular public IP. I got some 361.23.9.
Yes.
This is allocated to me, right? Now I'll be charged for it. Understood?
Okay. Yeah.
Now, what are the options here? Action, release, or associate. Two options are there. Either you release it or you associate elastic IP address. So if I say associate, then it is asking
For which instance?
for which instance. So I can choose here that Red Hat DAC
Yes.
stopped one. Now, private IP address with which to associate this EIP. So there is one private IP address 172.31.795. This is already here. You see here 795. Yeah. This is the one. So with that, it will be associated. Allow this elastic IP address to be reassociated. So specify whether the elastic IP address can be reassociated with a different resource if it is already associated with a resource. So this is not relevant here. Now, if I say associate, my elastic IP address got associated with a particular instance. So first it was allocated state. Now it is in associated state, right? So first it was allocated. As soon as I clicked on allocate, it got allocated, and now it got associated. However, just understand, it is associated with the stopped instance as of now. Will I be charged or will I won't be charged?
Charged.
I will be charged. So what should I do now quickly? I should start my instance. So now I started my instance. Okay, so this instance is coming up. You see this public IP address is associated with my instance.
Yeah.
So this public IP address is associated. My instance state is running. Tell me, will I be charged now for that elastic IP address? This one. Tell me, Dharma.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, will I be charged? Now I have taken this public IPv4. This is fixed IP address. This is not going to change now. I just copy this. I will just go to this putty, and I'll just this DC load. Now that some other IP address was there. Now I change it and I save it. Now this is fixed here IP address, right? Next time I go, I will have my IP address. I will simply just load this and I will try to connect.
Yeah, it will be chargeable.
Will it be chargeable?
Yeah.
No. Now it is not chargeable for me.
Now it is not chargeable, but when we use this elastic IP, right? So that will be chargeable.
No, when we use this elastic IP, it won't be chargeable. But when we don't use, no, when we allocate and don't use, then it will be chargeable. Understood?
Mhm.
So here it is no different story. It's not like no, you are not no charged for using this. If you don't use, you allocate and you don't use, you will be charged. Understood?
Oh, so reverse case.
Reverse case. So let me consolidate and summarize what I have told. So if elastic IP address is not associated with a running instance, if you have allocated one elastic IP address and that is not associated with a running instance, you will be charged, right?
It means we
So,
just simply create it and leave it. It means it's chargeable.
chargeable. Or if you
If
have
we create it and we
associated,
applied it and we are using it, then it is not chargeable.
then it is not chargeable. So if you have associated with the instance, now if I shut down my instance, stop.
Okay.
Once it is in stopped condition, will I be charged for elastic IP?
Yes.
Dharma?
Sorry, could you please repeat?
Now, at this situation, now my instance is running.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Elastic
yes.
IP is associated, right?
Yeah.
So I won't be charged, correct?
No.
Now if I stop my instance and then it says stopped, instance is stopped here, will I be charged for elastic IP?
No, no.
Yes.
You mean you will be charged, is it?
Yes. If I shut down my EC2 instance, I will be charged for elastic IP. Understood? So not only association, it should be your instance with which you have associated it should be running. That IP address should be usable. It should be in use. If you stop your instance, you will be charged. So you won't be charged if and only if your elastic IP is associated with a running instance. You won't be charged
Oh,
only if your elastic IP is associated with a running EC2 instance. That's it. That's the only condition. If it is stopped condition, you will be charged. If it is not associated with any EC2 instance, you will be charged. If it is associated with a network interface card and it is that interface is not attached to the EC2 instance, you will be charged. And this is the first one. So one by default you are getting one free. If you take one more, if you go here, if you say allocate one more, then you'll be charged for that one. Okay. So one is free. So now, any idea why they are doing like this? When you are shutting down your instance, that time they will be charging you, or you are allocating one EC2 instance and then you are not using it, not associating with any instance, you will be charged. Why like that?
I don't know. Maybe people will. People may terminate. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they want to shut down that instance running, but maybe they forget to release the elastic IP which they are already associated.
Correct.
Maybe they have to carefully do it. Maybe that purpose.
Yep.
Because even though if they don't want to run instance, but in the other way, with the elastic IP way, they still get money.
No, not for only getting money. The main thing is no elastic IP or any kind of public IP, and especially this IPv4, right? So this is scarce resource. It's not like infinite resources. There will be limitations.
Yes.
There will be fixed number of IPv4 addresses. And now you know about IPv6 is coming up just because of the challenges with limitations of IPv4, right? You heard about that?
No.
IPv4, it's limited, right? So
Yes.
there will be fixed number of IP addresses in IPv4, this dotted thing. So how, I'll be explaining to you. So there will be fixed number of IPv4 addresses. It's not infinite or unlimited. No, you keep on giving 100 IP addresses to everybody, and then it won't be finished. So it's kind of fixed resource, right? So if you simply allocate, right, and then if you don't use or you associate with the stopped instance, right? So if you just ignore finance for some time, and then if you just look at it, so it's just a misuse of that IP address, which is scared somebody else could be using that. So you are misusing, you are blocking one IP address, and then you are not using it. So that's why it is chargeable. So they will charge you. So because of the fear of that, you will release it. If you are not using it, you will release it. So if you are releasing it, so that means somebody else can use it. So to ensure that elastic IP address is used efficiently, right, only when it is needed, that's the reason. That's why it is chargeable. So that's the good aspect of it. Another thing is, just understand from the money perspective, when you are running the EC2 instance, as you told, Dharma. So
Yeah.
when the EC2 instance is running, at least you are getting some money, correct?
Yeah.
For EC2, you are getting some money, right? Amazon is getting some money. Here now it is free tier or something. So they will
No
anyway,
money.
like they are not getting for this 1 year. But just think of normal situation. If you are running EC2 instance, you will be charged for it. Now already they are charging for EC2 instance. Then they are giving elastic IP for free, right? Now if you stop that instance, right, and then you are not even using it, they are not getting any money, right? So it's not good, and you have allocated it, so that's not good. So resource also wasted, and they have no benefit also. So here they are giving getting some benefit, because once you run, some benefit is there. So that elastic IP they are giving for free. Understood?
Yes.
Now so did you do this practical? Did you try to associate this and got
Yes,
this
I did
IP?
it.
Okay, perfect.
Actually, what I did is like without associated, I just started this instance. Then I just linked that. I just associated after that, but it come. I mean,
Yeah,
it
it
has
will come.
updated.
Yeah, it will come. See, now if your instance is stopped, still you can allocate,
Yeah.
you can run it, still it will be same. Now you can stop it 10 times, and again you run it back, it will be the same IP address for you.
Okay.
But if you don't use elastic IP, it will change every time. In shutdown condition, you will not have any IP address if it is not static one. Now you'll have IP address only when you run it, but this particular IP address will be there even if you shut down your instance. Still it will be there. In running instance, you can change the IP address. In stopped instance, you can add this IP address. So all those features are there. But as we are shutting down our instances, we are not going to run this for 365 days, right?
Yeah.
Now what should we do? What is the option?
We have to release.
We can release it. So how we can release? Just this elastic IP is there, you selected it, you go to this action, you have option to deassociate, right?
Disassociate.
Yeah, so you can disassociate. So just choose disassociate, and then
Release.
if you disassociate this elastic IP address, you can reassociate it with a different resource. So that's why I told it is reusable, right? So it has independent existence other than your EC2 instance. If you just say disassociate, right? So now there is no associated instance with this. However, it is allocated still. It is still allocated, right? Allocation ID is there, right? Allocated IP, this address is there. So this is disassociated, but it is still there within your account. You go to your EC2 and you just see there, this one, you just refresh. You just see 36123.9. Just refresh and you see what is going to happen. See what happened.
Some
It's removed.
other IP.
Some another IP, yeah. From the pool of IPv4
Yes.
addresses that Amazon is having, another public IP has come to our instance. This is also public IP, but this is just temporary, right? This is not a permanent one. This is not a static one, right? This is just some IP we have got. We reboot, it will go. Different thing will come. But if you go to this elastic IP here, you just try to refresh, it will be there. Your IPv4, whatever static thing was there, that is still there. But now you will start getting charged, right? For this particular, keeping this IP address. Now what is the option? Go to action menu again.
Release.
Now you have release choice. Earlier it was disassociate. Now you have release option. Click on release, right?
If
Then,
we didn't release, it will be chargeable, right?
if you don't release and disassociate, you will be charged.
Okay.
Clear? Elastic
Yeah.
IP understood clearly?
Yes.
So if you're running your website, that time you can give that IP address, right? Permanently it will be running. With that IP address also you can reach your website anytime, right?
Yep.
So that is about elastic IP address. If you just see the next topic, okay. So now the very next thing is about the storage. We will revise that storage. So we have been discussing about the EC2 storage. Now for EC2 storage, we have three types of mainly storage: block storage, file storage, object storage. Okay. Tell me one example of block storage. Dharma, Nataras, tell me.
Yeah, that the root volume is automatically the root volume.
Yes, EBS, correct?
Yeah.
That block storage example, right? What you told, root volume, that was EBS, correct? Now, file storage.
Okay.
EFS that we created
EFS,
1 GB.
Correct. 1 GB? We had created EFS also only 1 GB. Who told you?
I think we created one additional, right?
EFS will not have 1 GB, 2 GB like that.
No. Sorry. Yeah.
That additional storage that we
That
had
we additional
created,
created,
that was also block storage. That was also EBS only.
Correct. Yeah, sorry.
What was that file storage? EFS. You remember? No, we had chosen NFS, correct? So that NFS, network file system, that share, that was that didn't have any fixed size. You keep on putting file, it will grow. You remember some 6 KB or something was there initially?
Yeah, it was very low initially, but when the file grows, right, I think it just increase the bandwidth, right?
Correct.
Depends on
Simply
the
you
file
keep
size.
on putting the file, its size, that storage size will now grow automatically. So that
this will we can understand like this. This is just for a network, just transmitting the file to store that level.
Not for transmitting the file, not for, this is not for transmitting the file, this is for keeping the file. See, all these things are storage only. Storage means to keep the data. storage means hard disk only. Storage means some kind of storage device only. But the only thing, how it behaves, how it works, right? How data is organized in that storage. Based on that, there will be types of storage, different types of storage, right? How you have CD-ROM drive, DVD, right? Floppy drive, pen drive, solid state drive, different types of SAN is there, NAS is there. So different types of storage options are there. How you are going to store, what you are going to store, right? So you want to boot your operating system, right? So initially we used to boot from floppy drive only. But now who will use floppy drive? Now hard disk also, they are saying, no, I don't want HDD. I want SSD only. That will be fast. So like that, you have different types of storage, right? And then say like Google Drive, what you will keep? You will keep your no, some kind of objects, some movies, some photos, some music, whatever you wish. You just throw it there. Different types of things. So, but there will be some kind of file storage. So we'll come back and in detail I'll explain you. So for now, and what is object storage? Just tell me one example from Amazon. What you learned? Object storage. S3.
Yeah.
Oh,
So under block storage, you have two things. EBS we have already seen. Another concept is instance store. I'll explain you about this. Now file storage, right? We have mounted. We have created that EFS. Under object storage, we have looked at S3. Now under this EBS, we have current generation volume types, previous generation volume types. Now, under this current generation volume types, we have solid state drives, SSD, and hard disk drives, HDD. Right? Under these solid state drives, SSD, we have options like GP2, now GP3 also there, GP2, GP3, and then provision die of SSD. Under this, you have IO1, now IO2 also there. Recently, this year only everything came. Now IO2 also came. Here this HDD, and under this you have ST1 and SC1. This ST1 throughput optimized HDD. This is cold HDD. Under this previous generation, you have magnetic HDD, right? So this is the basic structure, right, of EC2 storage, right? Just understand block storage, file storage, object storage. Under this file storage EFS, and this is S3. Under block storage, two different things, instance store and EBS. EBS, different types, current generation, previous generation, SSD, HDD. Under SSD, different options. Under HDD, different options are there, right? So can you see, by looking at it, you can say that, okay, SSD should be faster, right?
Yes.
This SSD will be faster. So some kind of, you want to boot your operating system fast, you can use this SSD, right? The system will boot fast. If you want to keep like thousands of terabytes of data, right? And if you want to access it fast, you want SSD. You want very huge volumes of data, and you want it bit cheaper, you'll go for HDD only, right?
Yeah.
Also, if you go and try to buy some laptop or something, so it will just give you some option, SSD if you want, or HDD you want. HDD, they will give you 1 terabyte. This SSD, they will give you 128 GB or 256 or 512, and this will be costlier as compared to this one. So, but this will be faster, right? So in my current system, this laptop, I have SSD, some 512 GB SSD only. So I was getting option, right? So some kind of 2 terabyte hard disk HDD you get, or in the same price you get some 512 GB of SSD. So I said I don't want 2 terabyte. Initially, it was little bit of greed. Oh, 2 terabyte data I can store. Then later I thought, no, let me go for 512 GB only. So I took 512 GB. Now as soon as I click the power button, my system is up. It's just like how mobile comes up or some tablet comes up. Faster than that, immediately the system will come up. So this boots from the SSD. So this SSD in our EC2 instance, we are using this GP2, right? So you remember, you saw that? Can you relate? I'll just show you one more time. Just go there, go to this instance. Here you will have volumes. Just see here. Volume, you see what is the volume type?
GP2.
Right. So this is GP2 only. So this GP2 is SSD.
Yeah.
Right. So that is very fast. This GP2. Now GP3 came recently. So provisioned IOPS, IO1, IO2. So what will this be used for? Provisioned one. Any idea? Which one will be faster? General purpose or provisioned IOPS?
Provisioned.
This provisioned one, right? Will give you
Provisioned.
the very high performance, right? This provisioned IO1, IO2, this will give you highest performance, right? So you know about latency, right?
Yep.
What is latency?
Something not enough. Network latency like that. It's very slow.
Latency means latency is high. Means
Latency is high means something not enough. It's not up to the mark.
yeah, latency is low means better, right?
Yeah, low means better. Yes.
Yeah. So how fast, right, the transfer is happening. So if I am just sharing my screen and if it is taking so much time to refresh at your end, I say, okay, can you see my screen? You say, no, not yet. That means there is latency. And I say, okay, can you see my screen? I just shared, clicked on shared, and now it is visible to you. Oh, very low latency, right? Means how fast, right, the data is getting transferred, right, from one place to another place, one machine to another machine. So that is latency. So this is used for what? Latency sensitive workload. Highest performance you require, right? Say like you are running Oracle or you are running MySQL, right? Some production database. So which one you will choose? This one or that one? Tell me. For production database where very low latency is required, very high performance you are looking for. So you look for GP2, this GP2, GP3 or IO1, IO2?
IO1, IO2.
Correct. So this will be even faster. So here very high IO you can choose. Max IOPS will be 64,000 IO per second. So that I will give you some link here now. From there you can refer in future. Now you say like your same Oracle database or some kind of database you are running, and then you are that is for development environment or some pre-production or UAT environment, right? So for those environment we use this one. SSD is also fast, right? So but the only thing is price. Understood? That price also matters, no?
Yes.
Remember different pillars. We discussed about some pillars initially. Tell me. Performance efficiency pillar and cost optimization pillar. You remember? Completely forgot. Nataraj, tell me.
Yes, we remember. I remember. Yeah.
Perfect, perfect. So that performance efficiency pillar, right, that deals with the how we use our resources efficiently. So if you look at that, if you are running it in development environment and you are using this provisioned IOPS, right? So that's not good actually, right? For production thing, you want very high performance and low latency. For that, if you are using the GP2 and you are saying it is slow, right? So again, that is not good. For development environment, you are using this provision IOPS and you are paying huge bill, right? Company will only go bankrupt unnecessarily. So why you want to use provision IOPS for some development thing where very high performance is not required, right? So that is not efficient. So you are not following the well architected framework suggested by AWS. Right? So we should avoid the unnecessary cost. Which one is more relevant for your workload, for your application, right? That only you should look for. Right? Now you see, look this side, hard disk drives HDD. Right? So you have throughput optimized HDD ST1, right? What is throughput?
Per second, what is the outcome? I think, yeah, number of per second, how many tasks done like that?
Okay, per second or per hour or whatever amount of data that can be transferred, right? How much data per second or per minute, right? How much data?
Yeah.
So this is about the quantity, correct? So throughput optimized, how much data can be transferred? It's about the volume of data in a given time, right? So for throughput optimized, no, this is throughput optimized SDD means for throughput intensive workload where large volume of data is getting transferred. It's not about small data going and coming, how quickly it is going and coming. It's not about that. Huge data. So this storage, right, will support throughput, very high throughput. So we use this for throughput, high volume of data we have to put there. So the benefit here is again, as compared to this provisioned one, general purpose will be cheaper. As compared to this SSD, this hard disk drive will be cheaper, right? This throughput optimized thing, right, will be cheaper as compared to all these SSDs. Now, if you are looking for price and balance, price and performance balance, the general purpose are very good. If you are looking for so much of little lower cost as compared to this GP2, you want bit cheaper, so you go for throughput optimized one, right? So frequently, if you are accessing, putting high volume of data, reading or writing, so this throughput thing will be good, right? So for big data, some kind of logs are there, no? You want to work on lot of logs, for 1 year logs you have stored and then you are analyzing it, right? So those kind of things you are doing. Some kind of data warehouse is there, right, where you are working with too much of data. This is best one, ST1, right? Now this cold HDD, the name itself is cold, right? Cold means what? Dead, right? Cold HDD. So this is cold one. So this will be lowest actually. This will be cheaper, very cheap, right? So very, as compared to this one, this is very cheap. This is for no, you don't want to access data. You want to keep it and very. Sometimes you want to access it, right? You want very cheap solution. So this cold HDD will be cheaper. Okay. Here, that IO, all about the IO per second. How much input output is possible per second? That will be less only, right? Some kind of 250 or something will be. Now, previous generation. Now this is not even there in no new generation EC2 instances. This will not be there. So this magnetic HDD, right? So this is previous generation EBS volume. And this is EBS only. Okay. So what is the benefit? Cheaper, right? Magnetic one. This will be cheaper, slower, but cheaper.
Yes, very plain hard disk, no performance, efficient, nothing.
Yeah. kind of our how we will have simple hard disk. We used to have HDD only, but
I think
very
that's why
cheap.
they put it previous generation volume types, the old
Yeah,
ones.
that's why I kept in previous generation. Right. So where you will find all this information, right? So let's find it out. Okay.
Sir, this all these things under this block storage, right? This all only for the operating system perspective, right? For booting and all this stuff, only for this, not for data and all.
Application. Booting
Just
and
for the
running application also, right?
yeah, running application. Yes, yes.
Right, booting, running application, everyday use. This EBS, right, will be useful for all those no normal. Just try try to find, do one thing, go to this URL, right, and try that. Okay, here only you just try in the Google itself. You try AWS. Okay. AWS EC2, and then you put storage. Just search like this. AWS EC2 storage. See, the very first thing came 0.75 seconds. Look at this. Just go to this page. You see here, this page comes. It's coming for you also. AWS EC2 storage. This much search only we have done, and you get this page, the very first one. Is it looking good?
Yeah.
Right. So this is the page, right, where you should come back again and again. If you want anything about storage, simply search AWS EC2 storage and come to this page where it is documentation for EC2, where user guide for Linux instances. Here, if you just come, you just see this diagram, right? So you have EFS, right? You have host computer here, EBS, S3. All those things, whatever we are going to discuss, that is here in this particular diagram, right? So for EFS, right? What is EFS?
Elastic
What is
file.
EFS? Now you
Elastic
want to know
file
about
share.
EFS? How we will find out?
Elastic file system.
You
File
want
share.
detail of all those things, right? So you have EFS thing here. Just open that one in a different page, right? So you will have that EFS related stuff. If you just go, you want what? EBS. So you want about EBS, you open that one. You want about EC2 instance store, you open EC2 instance store, right? So these things, whatever we have been looking at, right, so are here in this particular page, right? Now you just look at this diagram, right? This EFS, now you understood that multiple instances, multiple systems, multiple applications want to access one single file system. You see, instance A, instance B, both are trying to access this, right?
Yep.
Now,
Correct.
at the same time, instance A, instance B, both are trying to put some data, read some data, keep something, use this particular file system. So this is kind of common file system. This is on network, right? It has independent existence here. You see, separately it is kept here, right? So this is accessed by multiple instances. That means this is a shared file system. This is a shared file system. What is the protocol through which it is shared? NFS version 4, NFS v4. So using NFS, we have it is shared, and this is accessible from different instances. We tried to mount it on our EC2 instance, right? And we used it. It can be mounted to EC2 instance, or it can be mounted to our own systems as well. This is NFS. This can be accessed from on-premises also. So you just have to make some arrangement so that you can access it from on-premises. Automatically it will grow. Automatically it will shrink. You add file, it will grow. You delete file, it will shrink. Right? Even when file system is becoming bigger, right, by keeping a lot of files in it, its latency will be maintained, right? Latency will be still low. It's not like you have put lot of files, now it will become slow. Not like that, right? So here redundancy will be there because data will be stored in multiple availability zones, different availability zones. Here it's not like you don't have to worry about it. It is managed by whom? By Amazon, by AWS. Okay, am I clear?
Yes.
So availability for this particular file system, right? Durability for this particular file system, it will be awesome, right? Fully managed by AWS, right? So even if your availability zone, one particular availability zone is down, what will happen? This will be available. How we have S3 available, right? Similarly, we can have this NFS available, right? So you don't have to make some fixed size of 10 GB, 20 GB, something like that, right? Automatically it will grow. So EFS, right? So you just see this EFS, right? Create EFS. So how you can do this to create this EFS thing? We have seen all these things, how to do that mounting, testing the file system, keeping some data, right? So all these things you can try from this particular link one more time. How you terminate the instances, a lot of things. So some hands-on is there here as well, right? Some different kind of hands-on that from what we did. So you can just try this, right? So this is good. Now, EFS, you are clear?
Yes, Harish.
Yeah. So EFS, and then we have EBS. Tell me, EBS, you are clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Now the main thing that we have skipped here so
S3.
far is instance one. S3 we discussed initially.
Yeah.
See this one, instance store. This we have not discussed so far, right?
No.
This instance
Not
store.
yet.
Can you just think and tell me by looking at this one particular picture? That's it. Just look at this picture and tell me, right? This picture is like 1,000 words. They say one picture is like 1,000 words. Same thing. This picture. This is like you see here one different box, and you have EFS. That means this is standalone, no service. This is available independent of things, access from different instances. This is a common file system, right? So this is self-explanatory here. Very nice. Now you look at this picture, right? So here it says instance store, right? And this is in this particular box on the host computer, right? This instance store, right? This is instance B. This instance B is able to access EFS. This instance B is able to access this EBS. This instance B is also able to access this particular EBS. So one instance is able to access this particular EBS volume, this particular EBS volume. Two EBS volumes are attached to one instance. Now, instance A is associated with one EBS volume. Can I associate this instance B with this volume also?
Yes.
At the same time, when A is accessing that time, I can associate this volume with A as well as B? Possible?
Yes.
No, not possible. Not possible.
Okay.
this particular, see, once my hard disk in your laptop, your hard disk is running, that is a part of your laptop. From that hard disk, you have booted your laptop. Can I boot my laptop from your hard disk?
No, 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 no.
But can I open your laptop, take out the hard disk, put that hard disk in my laptop and boot my system? Is it possible?
Sorry, repeat the question, please.
First situation was your system is booting from your hard disk, right? And now at the same time, can I boot my laptop from your hard disk without having any other hard disk in my system?
Yes.
Can I use your hard disk to boot my system without disturbing your machine?
No.
No, right?
No.
Now, if I shut down your laptop, okay?
Yes.
Take out your hard disk from the laptop.
Yeah, it is possible.
Put that hard disk in my laptop and install my software and use that hard disk for booting my machine. Possible?
Yes.
Now, understand that this EBS, right, is same like the hard disk. That's what we have discussed earlier. This is our root volume, boot volume. This is used by our system for booting for whatever purpose, right? So just think from that perspective. This particular hard disk, when it is used associated with this instance A, can it be associated with B also at the same time?
No.
But if I break this arrow here, if I take out this hard disk from this instance, I disassociate this from here, then can I reassociate that hard disk with instance B?
Yes.
Yes. Exactly like that only practically you think. So what you can do with your hard disk, same thing you can do with EBS. Now, EBS cannot be used by two instances at the same time. Same EBS volume cannot be used by two instances at the same. However, we can detach and attach to another instance later. We can do that. But one instance can access multiple hard disks, right? It can get associated with multiple hard disks, at the same time. Multiple volume. We have 10 GB, 1 GB, 2 volumes are there now. In our Red Hat instance, we have 2 volumes. One is 10 GB, one is 1 GB, right?
Yes.
So like that only, this is the situation. Now we can take snapshot, right? We can take snapshot from this particular volume, right? And that will be stored in a bucket in the S3. So you see the purpose of this S3 here. So I'm taking some backup, keeping something there, right? Which is not getting directly used by application or operating system is not booting from S3. So some kind of data is kept there. Now you just look at this ephemeral 0, ephemeral 1, ephemeral 2, ephemeral 3. This they are saying instance store. From this instance A, this arrow mark comes and then it is getting used, right, by ephemeral 0. So that is there and that is there in the same box. Look at this box. This instance store is not kept separately somewhere. These three things you see separate boxes. Here instance store, no separate box. And here it says host computer. What do you think? Tell me. What is instance store? Nataraj. Nataraj. Am I audible? Dharma?
Yeah. So it's on the same computer where the instance is running.
Yes. So that's what. Now you are in the thinking in the right direction, right? So this is a local storage, right? This is a local storage, right? And we have seen here it is in a block storage, right? EBS and EC2 instance also is a block storage. Now think this EBS has independent existence, right? But this instance store doesn't have any independent existence, right? it cannot be mounted to different server. It cannot be, no, like here it is attached here to instance A, it is accessed by A, you detach it, now access it from B, because it's not on the same server, it is kept somewhere else independently, like how you have storage area network, SAN. So, but here, this is the actual hard disk, this is the actual storage on the actual physical machine. This instance store is the actual storage, right, on the physical machine in which EC2 instance is running. So on one particular system, one particular host machine, one particular physical hardware, there are multiple instances running, right? So these instances, only the instances which are running on that particular host computer can access those ephemeral storage, those instance stored. Now, depending on the EC2 instance type, we are already paying for the volume, this instance store volume. So you don't have to pay any additional amount, right, for this particular instance store, because we are choosing some kind of instance, some C5D, some M5D, some R5D, some kind of different instances price, right? T2 micro, like that. So it will depend on what kind of instance you are choosing. Based on that, this ephemeral storage may or may not be available to your instance. But tell me, will it be fast or it will be slow? Tell me.
Sorry, Harish, could you please repeat?
Nataraj, you are still there?
Yes, Harish. Yes.
Yeah. So tell me, this will be faster or slower? Instance store.
Faster.
Faster, right? Why?
Because it's on the same computer.
Yes. There is nothing, no network here, right? Directly on the same machine, right?
It's like our
Yes.
PC.
Yeah, just like how it is connected, right, physically in the same hardware, right, without any network, that is instance store, right? Now EBS, right, how you have been looking at this as your locally attached thing, right? It is similar, it will appear that okay, it is attached locally only, however it is not locally, it is on the network, right? This is to SAN, this is kind of DAS, directly attached storage. This is kind of on the network. EBS has independent existence, but this is at one time, this will be connected with one instance. Here whatever happens, no other instance running on any other host computer, they cannot come here and access this storage. Only the instances that are running on that particular system, that particular physical system, can access this ephemeral storage. So there's no network, right? So hardware will be accessed directly. There will be hypervisor, right? Through that hypervisor, that hardware will be accessed. So there will be very high input output per second, very high IOPS. Now, this name you see ephemeral, right? What is the meaning of ephemeral? Any idea?
Something new word for me.
Ephemeral. Ephemeral means something which comes and vanishes immediately. Ephemeral means something, just think of any word relevant in your language, something comes and goes immediately.
I think in between like that.
Say like how that
Temporary? Temporary?
yes, very temporary, like it will come and it will go, like that only. So that's why we call it ephemeral, because this is not, data won't remain permanently here. When we are terminating our instance, that time you remember you had your volume kept here under this volume section, correct? Even if you terminate your instance and if you don't have the tick mark that no delete my volume when my instance is terminated, then your volume will remain here. It will not get deleted. But this particular ephemeral thing, no, this data will be gone completely. Understood? When you are terminating your instance, so what will happen? This instance, now next time if you launch that instance, another instance, that instance may not come on this host computer, right?
Yes.
That will go to somewhere. Now, how there will be relation between this particular instance and this particular host machine? Because this particular ephemeral storage is a feature of the host computer. It is terminated, means there is no relation between this instance and this particular host computer. So there is no relation between this storage and the instance. Gone. This relation is gone. So data is lost. To terminate your instance, you cannot keep that volume. Now, if you stop that instance, still you lose that data. Understood? To terminate your instance or you stop your instance,
Yes.
what will happen? Even if you stop your instance, right? Next time, whenever it starts, right? What will happen? It will have no relation.
Yes.
It will have no relation with the particular storage. That's why we call it ephemeral. Ephemeral means something which is not permanent, which is very temporary, right? Which will come and go. That's it. So, no. When to use this? Why to use this? Tell me. Tell me what to do. What is the benefit? When to use this? Is there any use? Any suggestions, Natras? Can we use something where data will not be permanent? Tell me. Can we use it for virtual memory swapping?
Yes.
For caching?
Yes.
Say like you want to make something very fast, right? So you just cache the data in this one, right? And then once your system is down, let that go. Doesn't matter. Right? This memory will be volatile. How RAM is there, no?
Yes.
RAM is also volatile, but is it useful? RAM.
Yes.
No. No.
RAM is useful or not for us in our system?
No.
Why? Don't we use
No,
RAM in our system? Don't we require it?
We required.
That is
No,
very
we
much useful,
require,
right?
but
Yes.
But is that volatile memory? RAM, random access memory.
No.
RAM, physical
no. Once
memory.
this is as long as the system is running, and then at that time it will be available. But when you shut down, right, it will go.
Yes.
It will go. You're gonna take back whatever you did earlier.
Yes.
After you reboot, you're gonna go and take back.
Yes. So what happens in RAM?
I think that's what is happening.
In the RAM, that is physical memory, that is volatile memory. So what will happen? Say like you have your hard disk. From the hard disk, if you want to read some file or something, so it will be loaded in the RAM, right? From the RAM, it will be shown in your screen, right? So something which is loaded in the RAM, right, that will be accessed very fast. Physical memory RAM will be very fast as compared to storage, correct? Now, similarly, for caching, buffering, right, for some kind of data which you require in the runtime, right? So, something which you use in the runtime to make things faster, which is already there in your hard disk, which is already there on some EBS. From there, you just load it, keep it here. Take from EBS, keep it here. This one can take. This one instance is associated in the diagram. Take from here, keep in this. From here, you keep in this, and then let your application access it from here instead of EBS. Will it be faster? Correct? Will it be faster?
Yes.
It doesn't have to travel to the network. Now that ephemeral, right, can be faster. Nowadays, some third-party tools are also available, right, which can take a backup of your data in this ephemeral when you are trying to shut down your machine or something. That time, you'll keep on making some copy of the data. So you can you should know how to use this. But remember, this is very, very, very fast, right? Really, very good option. If you know how to use it, right? This is a fastest possible option, cheapest possible. Price is already included also, you don't have to pay for it, right? Now it's EBS independent, right? So just remember all these things. EBS is independent, this is dependent, right? So you have to pay for this EBS separately, additional fee will be there, right? So you will have size, you need to choose that what kind of size, what size you want for that EBS. For EFS, you don't require any kind of size to choose. And here it can start from 4 GB. It can go in the terabyte, 16 terabyte you want, 15 terabyte you want. You can go like that, right? So here we can take snapshot, right? So that snapshot is having separate existence, right? It's independent here, so it will not be safe. You can resume your services, you can resume your applications like that. And so all those things are there. So just when you get a chance, just search AWS EC2 storage, go to this page, just try to refer, recall, right? Just go through all these things. Ask me tomorrow, right? If you have any doubt, right?
Sure.
Just go through all these things, EFS, how we do this, go to this EBS, just try to look at these features, where it is useful, see GP2, GP3, right? So just go through all these points. Instance store, again, you just go and see this particular page for EC2 instance. Instance A, B running here, host computer 1, host computer 2, instance C is running. This instance C cannot use this one, this instance A cannot use this one. So all those things are there. Instance store lifetime, underlying disk drive fails, instance stops, instance hibernates, instance terminates, then all these things will be lost. Your data will be lost. If anything happens here, your data will be lost. Disk drive fails, if it is EBS, your data will be kept. It won't be lost. Redundancy is there. Right? Here, no redundancy, nothing. This drive gone, your data is gone, you cannot challenge. No, my data is gone. Nothing. Already you should know that it is gone means gone only. Instance stops, your data is gone. Instance hibernates, your data is gone. Instance terminates, data is gone. So all those things you just go through it. With which one it is available. So all those things are mentioned here. C1 medium, what you get, right? So C3 double XL, what you get. So it will be fixed. You're paying, if you're getting one particular instance, you are already paying a good amount for that, right? So you will be getting it. If you're getting 18x large, you're getting, you're getting 24x large, you're getting this much, 3.6 terabyte. So you're getting, based on how much money you are investing, you're getting some kind of instance stored volume, right? Accordingly. T2 micro you'll not find here in this list. So you'll not get anything. No instance store volume for D2 micro. Only for use, no size of instance type. Okay. Now with storage, you should be very much comfortable by now. We have been looking at various aspects. Now there is something called vertical scaling overview, right? So what do you mean by vertical scaling? What is vertical scaling and what is horizontal scaling? Tell me. Vertical scaling means you can scale up and scale down. You have a single instance, you have a single system that you can add multiple resources. More resources you add. What will happen? That is scaling up, vertical scaling. If you reduce some particular resource from the EC2 instance, reduce the size, right? What will happen? It will be scaling down. To remove some resource from a single node, it will be what? Scaling
horizontal.
Not horizontal.
Okay.
Wait one second. Let me explain you horizontal and vertical scaling clearly. Okay. So now you have something called scaling. Okay. Dharma, my screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So scaling can be what? Horizontal,
Vertical.
and it can be
Vertical.
vertical. Okay. Vertical scaling, horizontal scaling. Now, horizontal scaling means what? Adding or removing of instance. Here, it will be kind of scale out and scale in. Vertical can be, vertical means what? Up or down only, right? Scale up and scale down. See, vertical is like this, correct? And horizontal is like this, right? So horizontal means what? Either it can go in this direction or it can come in this direction, correct? No?
Yes.
So that is horizontal, right? Vertical means it can go up or it can come down. Just think, right? Why we are discussing this scaling, right? The concept is when you try to scale out, right? Means scale out means you have one particular solution, one particular workload or one particular system where what you are doing, you are adding more instances, you are adding more nodes, right, in that. So you have one machine, now you have added one more machine. So now it will become two machines. So one particular application is there, right? So that is running on one machine. Okay. Now you got one more machine. Now this application is running on both the machines. This application should have that feature, some kind of distributed application. It should, right? It should be distributed application. Now it should be supporting that, right? So now this application will be running on two machines.
Yes.
This is scaling out from one machine to two machines. This is scaling out. Expanding, scaling out. So adding the system, adding the node, adding the instance, more and more instances, right? Now
Scaling out.
Scale in means now you are having three systems, right? this application is running on 3 machines, and you see it is night time, don't require 3 machines.
Yeah.
Now you require only 1 machine. So now again you have removed that another 2 machines. Now this application is running on only 1 machine. So from this to this, if you see from 3 to 1, this will be scaling inward. Getting
Reducing
it?
the machine. Yes.
So reducing of machines, removing of instances. This is adding instances. Adding
Instances.
instances. Here it is removing
Machines.
instances.
Yeah, instances.
But when we talk about vertical scaling, we talk about only one system. Understood?
Mm-hmm.
We talk about only one system. Right? We have only one system. It's not about adding more systems here. It's not like that. That will become horizontal.
This horizontal scaling and scale out, right? So if we scaling means like, I suppose this is adding instances, and scale out means removing instances, like vice versa, what you said. Is that right? Or
This is adding instances. Scale out means adding instances. Scale in means
okay,
removing instances.
okay.
So here scale in means removing instances. Scale out means
Extending means
adding instances. Now you have a situation where you don't have option to add more instances. That application itself is not supporting. Now you are trying to do some kind of scaling up. So here it will be concept of adding the resources to a single
instance
node. Yeah, adding resource to single instance.
Yep.
This only you had 4 GB RAM. Now you make it 8 GB RAM. It will be scaling up. Understood?
Yeah.
You had 2 vCPUs, and now you added 2 more. Now it becomes 4. Correct? So it is scaling up. Understood?
Yes.
Now scaling down, right? Scaling down means what?
Reducing.
Add 8 GB RAM.
4.
Now you reduced it to 4 GB.
Yeah.
So that becomes what?
Scaling down.
Down means here it is removing resource from single instance. This is removing resource. Just remember this. This is very useful, right? Not only from AWS perspective, but from general understanding perspective as well, right? So scaling up, scaling down. Scaling up means when we say scale up means add resource. When we say scale down means remove resource.
Yes.
When we say scale out,
adding instance.
Add instance.
Yeah.
When we say scale in,
remove instance.
Remove instance. From earlier you had 3 instance, now you have only 1 instance. Earlier you had 1 instance, now you have 3 instances. That is scale out. Always remember this, right? So that next whatever things we discuss, it will give you more clarity. Now here we say EC2 vertical scaling overview. Just go to this. Okay, so what we do, we take a break and then we come back and then we discuss.
Yes.
Okay, so let's take a break. I'll just pause the recording.